Hello, everyone. Hello. I welcome you all to the very first offline meeting of this term. And special hello to our guests here today. So, I am Mansi. I am your Sergeant at Arms. So, as we begin this wonderful meeting here today, themed little things. So, this not so little, but little two words sort of mean a lot to us every day, right? It's the little tiny things that pile up together and somehow make us feel happy each and every day. Correct? Now, for some people, these little things vary. Like for me, it could be a cup of coffee in the morning. For someone, it's the phone call they receive. Or for someone, it's the good night text by their parents or friends. Right? So, of course, I don't have much to say, but I'm sure our TMoD here today definitely has a lot to add on to what these little things mean to her. But before we begin and continue further with the meeting, we in Toastmasters follow three rules, which we call the golden rules. So, rule number one is that we always put our noise making devices, such as phones, on silence. So, please take a second to do that. All right, assuming you've done that. Rule number two is going to be that please do not walk around in the meeting hall when a speaker is on the stage. In case you would want to leave the meeting hall, make sure you do that when the applause is going on. All right, that is the rule number two. And rule number three is though Toastmasters gives us an opportunity to express ourselves to the fullest, but when it comes to certain sensitive or controversial topics like sex, religion, etc., we ensure that to put it in such a way that the listeners are not offended by what you have to say. All right, those are the three golden rules we follow. Now, handing over the stage to our presiding officer of the day, Toastmaster Sanidhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mansi. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the offline meeting after a long vacation. I hope you guys did enjoy your vacations, and here we are. So, before going further, let me officially open the meeting. I declare meeting number 254, themed Little Things, open. Now, as you all are here, it's important to know our club mission. It says we provide a supportive and positive learning experience where members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Moving further, going to the announcements for this particular meeting. As you guys can see, we had received our varsity jackets. I think most of you have received yours, but then if you haven't, you can contact our VP membership, Toastmaster Aryan. Next up, most probably we'll be having a round two for the varsity jacket. So those of you who couldn't order in the first round can go ahead. Number three, from me, you guys can collect the District 92 10-year pins, which were given to us during the Coronation 2024. They were given to all the members who were part of Toastmasters during that particular time as our District 92 completed 10 years. And I think that's up with the announcements. Now I see a couple of guests in the meeting today. So why don't we have a quick round of introductions, starting with you? Why not? Just anything, whatever you wanna. You can come on the stage. Anything you wanna tell about?
I am Dinesh. I'm from AIE second year. I I come from Hyderabad. Today, uh, the best thing you can find in Hyderabad is, of course, biryani. Like, and I can proudly say I have tasted every biryani in the Hyderabad area. Like, and I can also say Bawarchi is an overrated place. So,
Thank you, Dinesh. Next up, you.
Hello everyone, I'm Samridhi. So I'm from EAC second year now. I'm from Bangalore, but my native is Bihar. I was brought up in Bangalore and Delhi, but my native is Bihar. And so yeah, I love music. I love listening to music. I love singing, but I'm not that great at it. But I did give a try, trying to join the Raga club and participate in a few of the events. But yeah, I love music and I love dancing. So I'm that like not really participated any of the dance performances or any uh, yeah, performances right till now because I was a bit nervous about dancing and all. So yeah, I love dancing and yeah, I love music and I had a good day. Hope you all had a good day as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Samriddhi. Next up,
Hello everyone, I'm Dikshita, EAC second year. So I'm from Telangana, a small town in Telangana, Medak. I'm a very boring person. I don't have nothing much to say about me. Like I watch anime, I watch series whole day. I'm a very optimistic person, you could say. Yet I want to I wanted to come out of my shell actually, and I was really not active in any of the clubs like last year, first year. Mein. Yeah, thank you.
thank you so much. Next up, why don't you join us on the stage?
Hello, I'm Reha. I'm from CSC second year. I'm from Vijayawada. I don't have nothing much to say, but I watch series and all. That's actually I'm very nervous right now. I'm very bad at public speaking. I want to improve that. That's why I want I came to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up,
Hi, my name is Ritti. I'm from CSC second year. I was born in Andhra Pradesh, but I was brought up in Kuwait. I'm not sure you've heard of that country, but yeah. And I love reading and I love music, especially Taylor Swift, even though it's cliche. So, yeah, that's it about me. Thank you.
thank you so much. Is there anyone else online? Yeah, that's up with the guest introductions. I hope all of you enjoy today's meeting. Now, moving further, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our area director, Area F2 Director Toastmaster Janani. She will be playing the role of general evaluator for this particular meeting. Other than this, I would also like to congratulate Toastmaster Tapan for finishing his level 1. And that's will be all for today's announcements. Now, coming to today's theme, little things. I mean, I don't know what little things we learned today, but then that's for our TMoD to tell. So over to the stage, Toastmaster Arpita.
All right, guys. So, a general question who many of us have been asked from our teachers, our peers again. How were your holidays? Good, boring, yeah. Terrible. Okay, well, I can relate to that a lot. Well, see, for me, my holidays were really, really boring because first thing, I got a very major surgery done, like my shoulder surgery done. And due to that, I was tied up in my home and doing nothing. I had to do nothing but just sit on my bed and rest all the time. And I think during that, what was the phases? I was so bored that even my parents were bored looking at me doing nothing. And there used to be fights happening. So there was this one instance which happened, which was, you know, as hostelers, I think hostelers can relate. Talking you're talking to your parents over a phone call is way different than spending your whole time with them, like for 1 month straight. Honestly, I couldn't spend at least like three. You're given a special treatment for only like 3 to 7 days. That Arpita likes this. Let's go. Let's do this for her. And then day 7 or day 8 strikes, and they're like, whatever is done, just go have it. Be grateful that I cooked for you, and that's what you get as a reply. And yeah, day scholars over here, I get your pain right now because even I'm going for it. All right. So now, before we delve into this whole topic about little things, uh, I would like to thank to the area to this stage right now, which was dedicated by Toastmasters, which was launched by Ralph C. Smedley at on 22nd October 1924. Basically, it completed 100 years of Toastmasters. All right, thank you for that. Now, moving on to the general flow of the meeting, we have first is the speaker session where the speakers come up and tell their own insights about their own world, and then uh, the next we have the table topic session where you guys are going to have some impromptu speaking session where you're going to be asked with a general question, and you're going to come over here and talk for 1 to 2 minutes. And in the third session, that is the evaluation session, where there are evaluators who are sitting right next to us. We're going to evaluate everything, the whole meeting and everything, and just going to tell us which went good and which should be good. All right, moving on, we have a general evaluator for today who is going to sit and evaluate each and everything. That is, how did the meeting start, at what time it had to start, and seeing the all overwhelming and underwhelming aspects of this whole meeting. I would like to call Toastmaster Janani, who says, why is this always little things? Things can be big too. Over to you, Toastmaster Janani.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests sitting in the room. Starting off with the theme which we have for today, little things. I would like to propose a question to all of you. How many of you all had a very hectic day packed with classes back to back today? You all had a very hectic day. And how many of you had a very light day where you had barely 2 or 3 classes? All of us have our own day. So, what is the little things which we can observe in this room? There are people who had a very hectic day and yet showed up to the meeting today. And there are people who, I think I belong to the people who had a very light day today. I barely had just one class, but stayed back just for the meeting. And we have our president, we had our VP membership who barely had few classes. They can go to the hostel and chill because their day is done, but yet they decided to come up for the meeting and show up. Those are the little things which matter, whether you have a hectic day or whether you had a light day. We all are here in this room for a purpose, and that is Toastmasters. With that being said, I am Janani J, and I'll be the general evaluator for today's meeting. The little team which I have got behind my back is the tag team, which is the timer, our counter, and the grammarian. Each one of them will be explaining their role one by one. Starting off with the timer, we have Toastmaster Abhiram for today as the timer. He says that he is a master of little victories, like beating his friends in one on one. It can be in anything or everything. Please, over to the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janani. So, good evening, Toastmasters and guests. As Janani mentioned, I'm Abhiram and I'll be the timer for today's meeting. So, my job is basically to keep track of everyone's timings, be it the speeches or the evaluation segments. So, uh, starting off with the prepared speeches segment, the time limit, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be raising the green card at 5 minutes. The yellow card at 6 minutes, and finally the red card at 7 minutes. You will also have a 30-second buffer. That is, you can extend or prepone your speech to 4.5 or 7.5 minutes. So next up, coming to the table topic session, the timing is 2 minutes. So I'll be raising the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and the red card at 2 minutes. Now, the table topic session, you have 30 seconds to think before you say anything on the stage. But anything you mention, anything that you say to the audience or any gesture to the audience will be that'll be an indication for me to start the time. Okay. Lastly, the evaluation segment. So evaluation segment is 3 minutes. So I'll be raising the green card at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2.5 minutes, and the red card at 3 minutes. So finally, after I'm with my timers report, when I'm called upon by the general evaluator, I'll be back with my final report. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhiram. Moving ahead, we have the R counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Aryan. His introduction is my favorite because I felt I could relate to that. Just like the show which we all have heard or seen, that is Little Things, he's trying to find the Kavya character in his life to his Dhruv character. Welcome to the stage.
Am I audible, everyone? Okay. So, hi, everyone. I am Toastmaster Aryan, one of the few people who had nothing to do, as Toastmaster Janani brilliantly pointed out. In my role as the accountant today, I'll make note of the CRPFs, which is the crutches, repeats, pauses, and fillers. These are usually words that most of us say unconsciously or subconsciously without wanting to say it. So at the end of the meeting, when called upon by the general evaluator, I will present my report and give some tips on how all of us can improve on some of these mistakes. Now back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. The last one in my team, yet the powerful one, Grammarian, Toastmaster Sharanya. An introduction about her. Likes to call herself a bubbly girl who gets excited at even the littlest things of life. Please come over to the stage, Toastmaster Sharanya.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So my responsibility as the grammarian is to make note of any good usages of grammar, as well as any bad usages and how to improve on them, as well as any good thoughts, sayings, or quotes that are used throughout the meeting. I'll be making note of that. And then I have to introduce the word of the day and the idiom of the day. So the word of the day that I've chosen, it's written over here, it's epochal, and it says characterizing an epoch. How many of you CSC AI folks over here have heard epoch? So this is not the same epoch. Epoch is basically an important time in history. So characterizing an epoch would be something that has occurred that was a great event. So for example, what did Aryabhatta invent? Zero. So the invention of zero was an epochal event in history. Then, what was an epochal moment in my life? Joining TAB. I know I'm not saying that just because guests are here. I feel like it really gave me a boost of confidence. So that was an epochal event in my life. Then we have the, not just yet, we have the idiom of the day, which is in seventh heaven. And just like even Toastmaster Arpita and Toastmaster Janani said, I had a really long day of 3 labs. So as soon as I finished it, I was in seventh heaven. That means feeling very happy or ecstatic. That's it for my introduction. Please try to use the word of the day and idiom of the day while you're giving your introductions or your speeches. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. In seventh heaven, I feel very excited to be in today's meeting as general evaluator. Me and my team are making a note of all the mistakes, yet the amazing things which you're going to do today in the meeting. With that being said, I'll be back at the end of the meeting with my report along with my team's report back to the Toastmaster of the day.
All right, we're done with the general evaluators introduction and all the tag roles. Where were we in the story? Can anyone remind me that where were we in the story? We were bold and okay, yeah. So there was one thing that was I was bored the whole day doing nothing and just sitting in one place. And I had so much plans in my bucket list that, I'll go for a solo trek, solo travel. I want to discover myself and, you know, spend the best vacations ever. But that didn't happen. And that's due to that, there were always this negative on board thoughts in my head. And there was this one little thing which I noticed and it was the best. That is, I have a little sister who was literally 7 years old. And when I had vacations, of course, she had school and she had to go. And as every sibling ritual, everyone can relate if you have siblings that, if one sibling is resting or is happy, the other sibling can't bear that happiness. And I could see that in her face. She used to always count on weekends that if it's Monday today, she's like, let's go 4 more days, didis, I'm gonna get a holiday, 2 days holiday. And I could see how desperate she was to just count on those days, like let it be Sunday, Tuesday. I'm like, 3 more days, 4 more days, and just go on. And there was also one little small thing which I used to notice in her a lot, that there were some days when I used to just go and pick her up from her school bus stop. And what happened is, the time when she just saw me over there and she used to be so damn happy and dancing like Didi, and she used to wave around me in the van itself. And when I used to just she used to just get down of the bus, she used to jump and like hug me. Well, that was a very little thing, right? You just going there and meeting your own sister after a long day. But that small happiness, which you can see by your loved ones, which can make you feel special, that was a huge amount of happiness which could give it to you. Well, this one was one of my small part of little things. Now we have the speeches segment where the speakers are going to come and tell about their insights. We have a first speaker, that is Toastmaster Tapan, and to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Shivansh. And his intro goes in all-time bencher, sorry, a part-time student and a full-time bencher. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Tapan. My role today is to evaluate the whole speech of Toastmaster Tapan, his body language, and his content. Toastmaster Tapan will be attempting his L2P1 in the pathway, innovative planning. Best of luck, Toastmaster Tapan. Back to the TMoD, Toastmaster Arpita. Timer, please note the limits, 5 to 7 minutes with a buffer of 30 seconds.
All right, so it's time to call Toastmaster Tapan, who is our first speaker, who says he's Tapan and he's trying to sort out little things in his life. Over to you, Toastmaster Tapan. The speech title. Captaincy, Toastmaster Tapan, Captaincy.
Thank you, TMoD. Hello, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen will be for elder ones. So, boys and girls, how are you? Fine? There are many guests here. Welcome to your probably the first tab meeting. I hope you will have a good place here. So, now we are going to dive into the fascinating world of leadership. Leadership. Most of the time, we feel it as a serious responsibility. At its core, leadership is the ability to create a vision for a team of members and inspire them to embrace the vision and finally empower them to achieve it. This is a serious job, right? So most of the time what we do, whenever we get the chance, we try to avoid it. Or else even if every one of us will have that dream of becoming a leader, but still we don't get that motivation. Some will have motivation from themselves, but and other will drive the motivation from others. It may be from your friends, or it may be from your favorite people, like celebrities. Now I want to take out some real life example which will, it may inspire or may not inspire, but still it is a good example of a leader. It happened some 8 years ago. The stage was a T20 World Cup match between India and Bangladesh. Bangladesh. In the annals of cricket history, there are many great tales of leaders and many great performances, but one stands out of them. It is the greatness of MS Dhoni, how he handled the match. India was facing Bangladesh in this high octane match, and both the teams fought tooth and nail to win this match. This is a group stage match, and whichever team win this match will be qualified to the semi-finals. India played two matches until then, one against New Zealand and one against Pakistan. India lost to New Zealand and won against Pakistan. India is hosting its first ever T20 World Cup, and it will be humiliating if India could not qualify to semi-finals. This is not that epochal situation, but still an important situation because it will be humiliating if India did not win. The stage was set. The venue was M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in the Bangalore. When the match, India batted first and set a modest target of 147 runs, which is not a big T20 score. And Bangladesh got a good, strong start. They were able to manage the dominate India in the first initial 6 hours. And when the match reached climax, the scenario was like this. Bangladesh need just 2 runs from 3 balls, and there are 4 wickets in their hands. And the players who are playing are Mushfiqur Rahim and Muhammadullah. The one who watches cricket can know their names. These two are decent batsmen, and it is not easy to win in this situation. But on the other hand, Dhoni, who was wicket keeping, remained unclustered and calmly setting the field. Just before this, the 18th over and the 19th over went well for India. Indian bowlers were able to tighten the screws of the batsmen, but still it is not a comfortable situation. Bangladesh players were in the 7th heaven as they were celebrating. They started celebrating early. They thought they are sealing the win from India. All eyes on Dhoni. The last over is to be bowled, and everyone are waiting who is going to bowl the last over. Almost all the main bowlers in the team finished their bowling, and there is one spinner left, and the pitch is not suitable for spinning in the last over. Dhoni took a crucial decision of giving last over bowling to Hardik Pandya. He was a youngster then, and he started bowling. He bowled the first ball, and Mushfiqur Rahim is in the striker's end. He was able to make that ball cross the boundary. And then few runs fell. And then finally that situation came. 2 runs from 3 balls. Dhoni came to Pandya and gave some instructions. He changed some field settings. Pandya went on to bowl the 4th ball in the last over. Mushfiqur Rahim, trying to hit the ball, misplaced the shot, and it went on to become a catch. Shikhar Dhawan in the deep took the catch. Even the next ball went the same. Pandya bowled again. Muhammadullah, falling in the trap again, gave a catch in the deep. And the equation changed from 2 runs from 3 balls to 2 runs from single ball with 1 wicket in hand. It is a full packed stadium of almost 40,000 crores, 40,000 people. No one is sitting in their seats and they are standing. Amid all this chaos, Dhoni's demeanor remained unchanged. He was calm in setting the field for next ball, the final ball. He gave everyone the precise instructions. He took off the keeper gloves and changed his position from back to little bit before the wickets, behind the wickets. The last ball was short of the length. The batsman swung but missed the ball. Dhoni taking the ball into his hand without throwing it to the wickets, risking an error of missing the ball, missing the wickets. Sprinted with ball in the hand, ran to the wicket and hit the ball. India won this with 1 run. So, and the credit of the victory goes to everyone who are playing. But the key point is, if I'm not commenting on anyone, but if it is not Dhoni, then India may not have won the match, because if it is the other one, he would have definitely shown some kind of emotions on his face, which would demoral the remaining players as well. Dhoni handled it calm throughout the situation and able to give the victory. So the main point here is there will be different kinds of leader. Few will be autocratic one, few will be democratic one, and the few will be lazy ones. This the lazy one, and the few will be unskilled ones. These kind of people not only show the negative impact, but also they demoralize everyone. Suppose let us think of a situation. A manager who got newly promoted is giving a team party. And then he said to order your favorite items. People, one of the person shouted veg biryani. And then there was a discussion. Veg biryani is not a biryani. People kept on discussing whether veg biryani is a biryani or not, and forgot to place the order. These kind of things will irritate the remaining ones also. But there will be a few people who are transformal person who keep themselves learning and keeps the team motivated. These kind of people will go on to become the great leaders. Kudos to all such kind of leaders. Thank you.
That was a really very inspiring speech, Toastmaster Tapan. Now, moving on, we have Toastmaster Mansi, who's going to give her speech. And to evaluate her, we have Toastmaster Sanidhya, who says the only little thing he regularly sees is his ex roommate, Toastmaster Nikhil. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanidhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. Greetings again to all the Toastmasters and the dear guests, and a very warm greeting to my target speaker, Toastmaster Mansi. Today, Toastmaster Mansi will be delivering her L1P4 Project 2 in the pathway of visionary communication. This will be her second speech for the same project, and the objectives for this project will be for her to deliver a well-organized speech on a particular topic, take evaluation for the same, rebuild her speech, and deliver the same speech again. She had already given her previous speech and she got the evaluation to improve her body language and her timing. So I'll be evaluating her for the same. Timer, please note the time limit for this project will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Mansi, all the very best. This will mark your level 1 completion. I hope you ace your speech. And back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arpita.
Well, now coming to the speaker, Toastmaster Mansi, I wish you all the best. And yeah, she says that little things reminds her of One Direction. Same here. And I wish they could come back together. She wishes them to get back together. Same here. Well, over to you, Toastmaster Mansi. Two pieces of jigsaw puzzle. Toastmaster Mansi, two pieces of jigsaw puzzle.
So for those of you who know, or the guests who don't know, Toastmasters Amrita Bangalore tab loves to go back in time. We love to reminisce the old moments. And we love to go back to school times. There's been so many meetings and themes where we just went back in time in those 2 hours. Given a chance, I'm sure all of us today would rush to go back to those times, right? Definitely. So when we go back in time, it's not just that we experience the good moments. We'll have to eventually re experience those moments that have somehow left some sort of a negative or rather sad impact on all of us, right? It's not that anyone's life is filled with happiness. We have our fair share of challenges and tough situations that each and every one of us have to encounter, correct? Now, when we do think of such situations or such incidents in our lives, we might have gotten this thought that, oh, if things would have happened in another way, maybe now my life would have been different. Correct? How many of you have thought like that? Right? All of us did. Because that those incidents do haunt us no matter where we go or no matter how old we grow. But do you really think those incidents have such an impact? Maybe we'll never know. On one of those sleepless nights that we all encounter in our day-to-day lives, which I did in the summer because holidays were a bit boring to I agree with you. So I was thinking of not one, but two such incidents that happened in my life. Rather, these two incidents are not at all connected per se, but these two incidents somehow left a huge impact on me. So, incident number one, this did not happen very long ago, it was rather very recent. So, if you are from Narayana or Sri Chaitanya, you know how jet speed they finish the syllabus, and you barely have time to revise them or study for them. So, me and my friends, of course, just like any school student, we decided to copy in the exams. And that was, don't look at me like that. Everyone has copied. Who hasn't copied? You've never copied. Oh, okay. Who hasn't copied here? All of us did, right? We've copied it in a slip test or some sort of test. No one here is completely honest. So I copied. You've never copied? Never? Okay. I have nothing else to say. Anyways, back to my point. So we were copying. And in this process of copying, maybe that wasn't my lucky day. And the invigilator caught me with the chit, which was passed in the class, right? Now, the entire next half an hour or 45 minutes or so, all I did was, Madam, Madam, please, Madam, 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 please, don't complain, Madam, please, please. Because if Rashmika Mandana from the movie Geeta Govindam was impressed by Vijay Deverakonda, she would have been impressed by me in 5 minutes. That's how much I pleaded the invigilator to let me go. And maybe I did do a better job than Vijay Deverakonda, because of which she just collected my OMR sheet, gave me a stern look and said, never do this again or I'll complain. And so I ran out of the examination hall with so much happiness that I'm like, oh God, thank you. Lucky stars are right behind me. And as this incident comes to an end, I take you to the next incident, the incident number two. Now, this happened when I was a kid and not a kid, right? This happened when I was a kid and not a kid. Anyways, so I did not know any better. Now, I will not go into the logistics of what happened in this incident, but me and my friend, we were doing something very naughty and we were caught in the act and we had no way out of it. What do I do? So I did not know any better. Before you make an assumption about my character, I just blamed it on that person and I moved out of it. Now, but there is this conscience, when you do something wrong, it stings you from the inside that you did this wrong. Or maybe it was the fact that I saw that person crying and the tears were rolling down their cheeks, and I thought, maybe, just maybe I did something wrong. Now, most of you, after listening to to these two incidents, might go like, copying, everyone does. What's the big deal? Or maybe some of you might go like, it happened long ago, no? Why do you still care about it if the person cried or didn't cry? Fair enough. Fair point. Now, let me explain about these two jigsaw puzzles. Like I said, I view life as a huge jigsaw puzzle. And these little tiny incidents that you experience each and every day pile up together and make a beautiful jigsaw puzzle. That is how I pursue life to be. So these two pieces were stuck together when I was going back in time and seeing about the semi-made jigsaw puzzle that I made of life. And now you might think, how are these two incidents connected? Now, this wasn't about me or my luck of getting out of situations, but this is about taking accountability for my actions. How say? So, for example, in the first incident, I took the accountability for my actions. And maybe because I took the accountability and because I was brave enough to take the lead, because I could just say that the entire class was copying, it wasn't just me. But then that day I was like, it's my fault. I am sorry. Let me go. Maybe that's why luck favored me and I moved out of that situation. And in the second situation, I just blamed on it. So I couldn't take my accountability, which left the other persons to deal with the consequences of the mistake I made. And this might be a not so huge thing, but I realized that maturity doesn't just have to come with age, you know, but realization comes with retrospecting, which does not need age. So, lastly, there is one thing that I would like to say, which might or might not be related to this speech, is that when you do take accountability for your actions, and if there is something that you want to mend in your life, especially the relations as such, these three powerful words are enough, which is I am sorry. If there is any such incident in your life where you think you haven't taken the accountability, may the speech be the push you need. Just like I am going to take this speech and apologize to that person who's probably never going to see this. I am sorry for what I did, and I don't think you deserved it. That's all from my end.
Well, that was a very emotional speech. And yeah, you took your accountability right now. So that's a small little thing, which is just giving you a little push, I guess. All right. So now coming back to my story again, you guys have to deal with it because today the theme is set by me, right? So there was some small things also which I realized that happiness doesn't demand any standards, or it's us who demand or who keep goals that I will face this, or if I attain this success, I'll be the happiest person on the world. But it's not the same as you think. We At some point of time you realize that we are so damn much behind of ourselves, being hard on ourselves, and trying to attain something, that we forget to embrace all the small little moments which come into our lives, such as, for me at least, I really love, no offense for anyone, so I really love a scoop of mint chocolate ice cream, say it whatever, toothpaste or whatever, I don't care. But a scoop of mint chocolate ice cream or a pineapple on pizza just makes my day. It really makes my day. And yeah, that's where the concept of comfort food comes here, right? These small comfort foods can just give you a small amount of happiness and take you throughout the day, right? Right? All right. So there was this small instance where I was really very young, and my grandfather. I was a very pampered kid when I was small by my grandparents because I was the first kid for my grandparents. So during that time, I used to love eating grapes without its skin, the inside jelly, and I was so particular. Damn that Arpita that time, but yeah, I was very particular. So there was this small gesture which was performed by my grandfather. He used to patiently remove the whole skin out of it and store it for me every day when I used to come back from the school. And that small thing, which was just peeling off that grapes, still reminds me of him whenever I eat that grapes, or whenever I think about it. It just gives me immense amount of joy because you realize that you were loved or you were special to someone, and that person is too. Well, now moving on, we have the table topic session, where you're gonna be asked with the impromptu question. This is an impromptu session where you're gonna ask some questions, and let's answer it with a huge courage in us. Moving on, we have our Toastmaster Sri Lalitha, who's gonna be our table topic master for a day. And now she says that she is the little thing. Let's go.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Toastmaster Arpita. Very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Sri Lalitha, and I'm going to be the table topics master of today. So if I have to summarize what table topics are for all the guests here who don't know, when you're bunking one class because it's really boring and then you have one more class right after that, and you have to go to the class and the teacher would have already come for the next class, and you have to pretend that you are doing something very important, something great. You were doing something epochal. And you have to come up with a story within what, 30 seconds. That's what I'm going to be doing today for all of you. And I have a few topics, if I can just share my screen. Okay, so here on this stage of impromptu, maybe slight embarrassment, who's going to be our first tribute? Any volunteers? Okay, Pranav already got up. Toastmaster Pranav. Okay, so because I'm not benevolent like other table topics masters, I have a wheel of fortune. Probably fortune, might be embarrassment. Of the two you get. No, it was the before one. Okay. Ready for this? I did not plan that. The art of bonsai, beauty in smallness.
Well, you know what are the small things? Yeah, the small things. Yeah, don't think so much. I'm not gonna give philosophy here. Well, since I'm surrounded by a lot of tiny little people around here, and all of you sitting down, hello, small people. And today, let me take this opportunity to talk about the beauty in being small. Well, if I want to start this, let me kill the philosophy and say, how many of you are the smallest sibling here, the younger sibling here? All right, how many of you are the elder sibling here? Won't you all over here agree that the smaller siblings have so much beauty in their lives? Because we do all the hard work, don't we? Well, the art of bonsai, small is beautiful. But then there are people who say that, dude, small, seriously, the word itself is small. It cannot be something huge. But then during your examination, when you're drawing a diagram, you will forget to carry a razor. Small. But how many of you have rubbed a small diagram with a finger so that the marking goes away and then you can just put something else? Come on, don't be shameless. I've done that. Come. All right. Well, small things are important. Well, I have to talk about the art of bonsai. Why don't we bring up bonsai? How many of you love visiting an open space, a garden? How many of you just love being around trees sometimes? Most of us do that to just chill out from this busy, let's say Bangalore or city way of life, right? But then, what's the smallest tree which you can even keep in your hostel rooms or your PG rooms for people like me? Well, a bonsai. Small is beautiful. And with that, this small talk of mine comes to an end. Back to the table topic, master.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Toastmaster Pranav. Our next tribute is Toastmaster Shivansh. Okay, why is there an ad? Your topic is a little thing that's not so little.
Okay, so good evening, everyone, again. And now, since I'm too broke to go to therapy, I am treating Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru as my therapy session, and all of you are my therapists. So, in light of some recent events, most of you are aware of it. I have now understood that respecting someone's space, privacy, time is a thing that's, well, many of us think it's not that huge of a deal, but turns out it's a pretty huge deal, enough to call it quits after 20 months. So, yeah. And since you guys are my therapists, I do expect each of you to make a note for me what to do, what not to do, so that I'll actually come to each one of you at the end of the meeting and ask what should be my next step. I'm not kidding. This is something I'll absolutely do. Even to the guests who are sitting, I will come to you and I will inquire what I should do. But yeah, I think a little thing that's not so little is just just giving them their space, which I should have done 12 mistakes ago. My time's run out. I know a couple of people here who are committed. From your senior, from your heartbroken senior, please give them their space. Otherwise, you might also start treating tab as your therapy session. Back to the TTM, Toastmaster Sri Lalita.
Thank you so much for that uncalled rant session, Toastmaster Shivansh. Now, since I am TTM, and like I said before, I am not a benevolent one, I'm going to pick my tributes. And of course, since you guys are guests and this is your first time at Tab, it's going to be you. So let's start with you, Swifty. Sorry, I'm really bad at names. I just remember attributes. Okay, let's spin your wheel. Okay. Something that felt like the end of the world, but turned out to actually be a really small thing.
Good evening again. So something that felt like the end of the world but turned out to be a really small thing. I think we've all gone through, night outs during exam times, and we be like, oh my god, if I fail, they'll not let me into my house, they'll kick me out, and then I have to go and then I have to live on my own. How will I survive in this world? And well, you pass the test, and even if you fail, it'll be okay because you know it's your school. So it's not a big thing. The exams are not a big thing because there are much more significant things in your life uh, which which are really important to you other than the rather than the exams. I'm sorry, this is my first time, so great job.
Thank you so much for that. I still don't know your name. What's your name? Yes, Riddhi. Riddhi. Oh, Dhriti. Um, my first time doing a table topics, I spoke for like 20 seconds and then I started for like 2 minutes. It took me like 3 minutes and 35 seconds to finish my entire speech. I don't know if any of you were in that meeting. So yeah, that happened. So this is totally not that embarrassing. Uh, okay, the next tribute that we are going to pick is going to be you, Pink Jacket. What's your name? Samridhi. Okay, Wheel of Fortune says your topic is small acts of kindness.
Thank you. Well, small act of kindness. Kindness. Well, kindness is something that we all want to show to others, but there's sometimes when we want to show that kindness, but intentions are good and we don't mean to hurt the other person. We end up doing something that is not that good. Well, coming back to the parts, small acts of kindness. Well, I was in my school there. I remember a teacher back in my seventh grade who was a very nice, kind teacher, and I was a very shy type of person. I'm standing here in front of you, and it has taken a lot of courage to come out of my shell and stand here and speak up. Thanks to the college. I really love this college. So yeah, back in my seventh grade, I was that quiet, silent kid sitting on the second bench, third bench. No one would even know my name or my face. I probably yeah. So I remember this ma'am. She came up to me, and I was sitting on the second bench, and one of the guys, he occupied my bench, and I had no other place to sit. So ma'am came up to me and she was like, uh, never let anyone else take your seat. If it's your seat, you should know how to stand up for yourself and say, that's my seat and I have to sit on that seat. So that was like not a great thing, I would say, but that really impacted me somewhere deep down. If you have an opportunity, and if that's your place and you should be sitting on that place. I'm so sorry, I'm not able to get that. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing that I've learned. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that speech, Samridhi. Got the name right this time. Our next tribute is going to be any volunteers? Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Arpita. Okay, Wheel of Fortune says your topic is small things you do to take better care of yourself. All the best.
I'll take 30 seconds thing. All right. So you guys, okay, there were that literally not. Sorry. Can I get those two people back as my volunteers, please? Can I do that? No, the next volunteers. You're gonna pick them up. No, 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 no. Those two as your volunteers. Okay. So the thing what uh, reminds me about this is I don't take care of myself. Like let it be from smallest things, that is, taking care of my hair, skin, and let it be anything. And you get screwed from your mom or your dad, or let it be my own beloved, my aunt, who's literally caring about everyone. She literally screws me and she makes me sit under her, I mean sit. Okay, she makes me sit there. Sorry, I'm really sorry, but yeah, she makes me sit there and do chumpy. So how many guys, if how many guys know what is chumpy? That is putting oil, too much of oil in your head, and that kind of massage is really very relaxing. And I think that is the small thing which I would do it for some of the other people whom I love, or get it done for myself. Over to you.
Thank you for that speech, Toastmaster Arpita. Um, okay, next. I am so sorry, but we'll have to take one of the guests because yeah, okay, yeah. Let's go. But yeah, make friends with your table topics master people. You can get them to do things like this. Okay, Dikshita. Let's spin your wheel and see what topic you get. Your topic is the role of minor characters in literature. Minor characters are basically like the small side characters that don't get a lot of time on the page or on the screen if you want to talk about movies.
Don't mind. So, how many of you watched Lapata Ladies recently from Netflix? Yeah. So, we've seen the bride like she gets lost in the railway station, and the small character there will be one boy like who helps her to get all the cities' names, like helps her to remember all the like small villages names and all. Yeah, he helped her. I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
That's okay. Thank you for the speech, Toastmaster Dikshita. I think I got the name right, yes. And okay, we have time for two more people. So I'm going to pick my tributes. Toastmaster Viraj. Let's spin your wheel of embarrassment. The impact of a small conversation. All the best.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Viraj. So my topic is impact of small conversation. So what do you think? What is a small conversation? Everyone must be sorry. Right. That has very much impact. Because if you think of a conversation, what do you think? A 10 minutes, 15 minutes conversation, will sit properly, have an introduction, body, conclusion. But no, small conversation, we don't have that. It is like, I'll tell you an example. How do topper people convince ma'am so well? By having small conversations. That's all. That is a secret. You know why? Because they go, "Hello, ma'am, you're looking beautiful today." That's all. They have to do. Yeah, Pranav must be knowing, I guess. So that's all we have to do. So that impact is very much because when they go for their projects and all that, they get means everyone has a face value. Those people have a face value. They go, they show their face. "Hello, ma'am, today also beautiful." That's all they have to do. They'll get marks. But people like me, I don't have small conversations with people. I record a 40 minutes voice call and send to some people. So that's why I don't get marks and my CGPA also doesn't rise. So that's my time. Thank you.
Thanks for giving away all of our secrets, Toastmaster Viraj. And now let me pick another tribute. I am so sorry, I don't know your name either. Hey bro, his name's not Janani. Okay, let's spin your wheel of fortune. Your topic is when do you feel the most like yourself? Uh, when do you feel the most confident in your skin, the most like yourself?
Okay, hello. Like I feel most my like myself like when I'm alone or with relatives because they make you uncomfortable. So uh, I get to be peak of my like ability there to like disguise myself. So I feel like I'm very proud of it. And sometimes like when people who like for example, you all know who Ramki sir is, like very lovely and uh, he is very kind hearted, I guess. So uh, like when I go in front of him, I feel like I like myself because I keep my disguise on. So that's it.
Thank you so much for that speech. Um, Next, we're going to call the remaining one guest. What's your name? Okay, we're going to call guest Reha. I'm going to spin her wheel of fortune and see what it says. Your topic is a lesson you had to learn recently. It could be an academic lesson also if you want, or I could change the topic.
I am Reha. Recently, in my second semester, uh, for UID course, we had to do a project. Actually, we didn't finish it completely at the last day. Also, we started very late. That's what that's the lesson I learned is we had to start early and we had to finish it before the end date. Somehow we managed to show the ma'am and convince.
Thank you so much for that speech. Yes, Reha. This was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, guys, for playing. And with that, I will give the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Well, that was a huge, great table topics Toastmaster Sri Lalita. Now, if we have, can I request timer to give us 5 minutes break? All right, guys, settle down. Can we start? All right. So we are moving. What happened? Now we'll move on to the evaluation session where the evaluators come and give their feedback about how was the meeting and how did speakers go. Now, on to that, I would like to hand over this mic to Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. Welcome to the segment of evaluation. Starting with the first evaluation for our first speaker, Toastmaster Tapan. We have our first speech evaluator, Toastmaster Shivansh, on to the stage.
Good evening, boys and girls, as specified by Toastmaster Tapan. We are not that old to be ladies and gentlemen. Now, as interesting as your start was, your topic and your title were as intertwined as it gets. Who's a captain? A leader. What are you here to talk about? A leadership style. So, kudos on the title, small, crisp, and apt to the point. Now, coming to from where you are, from your previous speeches to here, there was a structure quite evident in your speech, which was brilliant on your part. And then you talked about an example that I think pretty much most of us can remember, because I think most of us are cricket nerds, and even those who aren't might have seen that clip viral on Insta or somewhere. So kudos on picking a relatable example. Now, obviously, during the example, a few details were here and there, which you could, in future, if you're picking an example, you should make sure that your details are up to the point. But your conclusion kind of fell short. You talked about the speech, the leadership style of MS Dhoni, and you talked about what it was. Then you somehow transitioned to talking about how an unfit leader might not have won the game. But your objectives for the speech were A, to talk about your leadership style and identify it, and B, talk about an example from your life where you might have intercepted or used those leadership styles. So while your speech wasn't a bad speech, it wasn't the speech that meets the objectives. And that is why I would like to for you to attempt your L2P1 once more. And one thing I would again kind of ask you to do is there was a visible lack of maybe preparedness or a bit of nervousness. Now, what I do if there is a speech that I have to give and I don't feel quite confident is just look in front of a mirror and talk to myself maybe 5 to 7 times. Just give the speech again and again so that you have a clue of what you're speaking, and more than that, when you are speaking that. So I'm sorry that I'm asking you to repeat the speech, but here are some challenges for you to follow. Be more prepared. Talk to the mirror if you have to. A better conclusion is needed. Your start was brilliant. Your content was brilliant. A better conclusion would have helped you meet the objectives. So that is why just work on your conclusion, because that is what the audience stays back for. What is the closing point of the speech? What is the closer of the speech? And that's all from my side. Back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Coming to the evaluation of our first speaker, Toastmaster Tapan. An amazing speech which was intrigued, which was provoked all of our curiosity, talked about India winning the World Cup where Dhoni led the team and how his leadership style was unique apart from all the other players from the team. It was a very unique perspective and it made us go through the nostalgic moment back in the years when India won the World Cup. So coming to evaluation of your speech, a good perspective of leadership telling how different are leaders in their own ways. Everyone have their own perspective and their own forms as a leader. So one need not have the same style of leadership. An amazing example was achieved through your speech. Some of the suggestions that I have for you is India. Talking about India, all of us have some connection to the sport that is cricket. It is something which kicks in the emotions of excitement when you talk about cricket as a sport. But one thing which I observed in your speech was the lack of liveliness in the speech. Throughout your speech was very monotonous. You just gave the details what happened back in the years, but we didn't feel any emotions which was attached in the speech, the thrillingness, the excitement which could have been taken us through. I felt your speech could have been brought to life. When I mean life, it means the liveliness of the content or the script which you have prepared. So try to make your speech more liveliness rather than feeling a bit dead inside. So try to bring in more emotions for the speech. Now, the best part about the speech was using the idiom of the day and the word of the day, which was used in your speech. So, as a speaker, preparing it before the speech is something which is very challenging, and yet you did it. So, kudos to that. I would say make your speech more thrilling and amazing by adding more fuel to your content and make it more lively. That is the only suggestion that I have. Coming to the speech evaluator one, Toastmaster Shivansh. Coming to the point where you had started telling about the project checklist and the objective before the speech was given by Toastmaster Tapan. I felt you could have been more apt and appropriate by giving the project checklist and objective can be clearly stated. You had handed over the stage back to the TMoD and then you stopped her in the middle and then you had to tell the time limit to the timer. That created a hassle. Try to cover your entire project checklist for the speaker so that the speaker is not nervous when you try to mess up things. So make sure you clearly state out the project objective. Next, coming to the evaluation. One thing which I clearly missed out in your evaluation was there was no proper structuring to your evaluation. You started off by telling that the title was interesting, then talked about the conclusion, and then jumped back again to the objective, which is really confusing. We couldn't keep a track of which point you're trying to say, which was good or which was bad. So have a proper method, structured method. The method can be anything of your choice. For example, the sandwich method, where you can tell the good and the things to improve, and then coming back to the good point, or you can use your own style, but make sure you divide it properly so that the speaker has clear clarity on your evaluation. Apart from that, you had a good job by telling the speaker to repeat the speech yet again, because as a general evaluator, I felt the same. Kudos to you on that. Topic and title was interesting. Talked about the structure of the speech, which could have been done better by the speaker. Title, conclusion, objective, structure it in a proper way. L2P1 repeat suggestion was amazing. Lack of preparedness, that's an amazing point. And the best point which I liked in you as an evaluator is you gave a suggestion telling when you feel that you're not prepared for a speech, what you would do. Look in front of a mirror and talk. That was an amazing suggestion which Toastmaster Tapan can please take a note of it and try to enhance the same for your next speech. With that being said, I would like to call upon my second speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sanidhya.
Two pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. When the jigsaw puzzle ends up someone's beautiful life. I mean, what an amazing take was that. Wasn't this one epochal speech by Toastmaster Mansi? Can we have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Mansi first? When I listen to speeches like these, which have a well-defined structure, and I don't know what's coming up next, I'm always excited. I feel that, okay, what she's talking about next, but then it's something new. So first of all, great work writing an amazing speech. Now, talking about your presentation first, because I received the inputs from your previous evaluator, which was based on your presentation. Amazing body language. You were walking around the stage in confidence and not just, roaming around. You had hand gestures using one hand because obviously one hand was with the mic, but then people tend to, move the mic away with the body gestures, but then everything was in control. Were you looking at each and every member in the hall? Yes, you were. Were you telling the speech in the way that you had practiced? Yes, you were. So as per the evaluations that were received previously, this was an amazing speech and you definitely cleared them. Now talking about some other things that you could have improved in this one. Starting with your introduction. Now, when you had an amazing title for that matter, right? Which was connecting your speech into two different segments, the two pieces of your jigsaw puzzle, right? But when you started the speech, you started it not as a speech, but as a discussion. You indeed had some amazing audience interactions where you were asking people were raising hands, but then it became a discussion. So you started, okay, so how many of you feel that we reminisce our past in Toastmasters, Amrita Bangalore, right? What you could have done is, you should have given it a structure. Say something mysterious. What if I tell you that today, just like a normal person, I'll be telling you about my past? Something of that sort, a basic example. Next up, you told the two instances of your life, the two pieces of your jigsaw puzzle, like instances. Instance number 1, instance number 2. Now, your first instance was comparatively older than the second instance. So what you could have done, or whatever, you could have made it like a time travel. Say, for one, you are in your school, you're talking about the instance, and then not telling moving to the second instance, you could have said, okay, moving further in life, talking about the another piece of my jigsaw puzzle, something of that sort. And number 3, while you were on stage, you should have been mindful of the camera's position. Say, like, I'm standing here, I'm not visible in the camera. Since it's a hybrid setup, it's important for us to have a note of that. Otherwise, it was an amazing speech. So the only challenge for you for your next speeches are to read your script again and again and check how you can improve on it. You had an amazing conclusion, but the introduction could have been better. So all the best for your future projects. Congratulations on completion of this project. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanidhya. Coming to the evaluation of our speaker 2, Toastmaster Mansi. Toastmaster Mansi, it was an amazing speech. You took us through an amazing humor sense. You took us through a very emotional yet deeply encouraging speech. A simple flow line of work was achieved through your speech. A little things and a small things of humor, just like correlating Vijay Devarakonda and Rashmika Mandan on your speech, added a laughter in all our hearts and mind. Kudos to you on that. Usage of critical English words were an added plus point to your speech. You had used an amazing simple English words, which were a crucial plus point to your speech. So kudos to you on that. I would say your speech was a very matured, intelligent kind of a speech. It was amazing, intriguing, and I was deeply amazed by that. Some suggestions which I have for you is make sure your speech is getting reviewed from your mentor at least a week prior to your meeting. The second suggestion that I have, which I felt could have been done better, is the movement of your hand. Throughout your speech, you had kept using the same hand gesture again and again. I don't know how many of you have noticed, but this was the continuous hand gesture which you had told. The words, the usage of English sentences was amazing, but the way you used the hand gesture, this was repetitive. Some sentences you used like small, but not so small. Those were amazing. So I would suggest start using those kind of actions rather than just using this or using both the hands to express. Try to use more body language. Coming to the speech evaluator to Toastmaster Sanidhya. Amazing job, well done. Coming to the project checklist, you covered all the necessary things which the speaker had to be aware of, covered the time limit for the timer. Amazing, well take on that, which was done on your part. Coming to the evaluation, which you had done to Toastmaster Mansi, 2 pieces of jigsaw puzzle, gave a round of applause to the speaker, which is a great motivation to her after the speech. Amazing, well done job on that. Some suggestions which I have for you is prior to the meeting, I saw you asking the evaluation results to your speaker. Make sure even if the speaker doesn't send you the evaluation results, it is your job to approach the speaker to get the evaluation results collected before the meeting starts. Because at the last moment, when you approach the speaker, if they do not find the evaluation results, that creates a panic in them, which make them nervous and might make them forget the script which they have ready. So make sure your evaluator job starts before the meeting and not during the meeting. You divided the evaluation into 2 pieces. That is the good things which went well and the things which could have been improved. You amazingly put forth all the things which had to be covered and gave the necessary suggestions of body language and hand gestures. Everything was done amazing. So that's it from my end. With the speakers and the speech evaluators which we had for today, moving ahead. Let me call upon my tag team who have their evaluations ready, starting with GAT this time. We have our first evaluator, Toastmaster Sharanya, as the grammarian for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So I'll start off my evaluation by telling the places of improvement without mentioning who has given the wrong instance. So there was a sentence, what was phase is. So you can re-say that as what was the phase. Next, we had I get your pain right now. Instead of saying get, that's a kind of informal. So you can say understand.
the best vacations ever. If you're ever using an article like the, you have to use a singular noun. So it goes as the best vacation. Then have a good place here. That was intended to be actually have a good time here. It it is not a comfortable situation. So a lot of times when you're giving speeches, we're referring to a past instance. So we have to use past tense. So this was supposed to be, it was not a comfortable situation. Then there was a pronunciation mistake. That was chaos was pronounced as chaos. So chaos is pronounced as chaos. May not have won the match should be might not have won the match, because again, past tense. Might have gotten this thought. Gotten is past participle. You can rather say might have had this thought. What is she talking about next will be told as what will she talk about next. Next, we have a lot of good usages, a lot of good words from everyone in the meeting today. Toastmaster Tapan used words fascinating, embrace, modest, sprinted. It's nice when you don't use normal words and use different words such as sprinted instead of run. So that is something we all can use in our speeches. Mansi used lucky stars were right behind me. That is something I also didn't know. I had never heard of this code before. So something new for all of us to learn. Then jigsaw puzzles and retrospecting. Toastmaster Arpita used gesture and courage. Toastmaster Sri Lalita used bonsai, art of bonsai, benevolent, confident in yourself. Dinesh used peak of my ability and disguise. Toastmaster Janani used nostalgic. And one more thing I'd like to point out is all the table topic speakers are juniors as well as the Toastmasters. Perfect grammar throughout your impromptu sessions, which is hard to maintain. So very well done. Huge round of applause for that. Then we have the word of the day, which was used by Toastmaster Sri Lalita, Toastmaster Tapan, Toastmaster Sanidhya, and the idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Janani and Toastmaster Tapan. Thank you for using the words. Back to the general evaluator.
Toastmaster Sharanya. Coming to the evaluation of the grammarian, I would do it in the end along with the other roles. Moving ahead with the R counter for today, Toastmaster Aryan onto the stage.
Hello, everyone. I am Toastmaster Aryan. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all of you, and it's happy to see that all of you were very calm and collected when you were speaking. Very less of extra words were used or filler words. Now, coming to my report of the R counter, our counter is seen as a very negative role because you say words that you don't want to say. Many of these words are so can deviate the audience from the topic. And when you go in the higher levels of speaking, even one or one can affect the results or can make the other person seem like you don't know your topic or you've not prepared enough. So what I like to do is instead of tell how many times they have done this specific word or if they have used 10 times it creates a very negative connotation, and the goal of Toastmasters is to have a very positive environment and encouraging environment. So what I'll do is I'll just tell what was your favorite word or favorite filler word, and if you had less than 4 filler words, then you had a perfect speech because 4 is fine, and if you had more than that, then I'll just tell what your favorite filler word was. I will not be evaluating the big 4 roles as they are impromptu roles that require a lot more of impromptu speaking, and you're prone to do more R's and ums, although surprisingly, none of them did that many. So starting with the evaluation, Toastmaster Tapan's favorite filler word was so. Toastmaster Mansi's favorite filler word was so and but. Toastmaster Pranav's favorite filler word was well. Toastmaster Shivansh's favorite filler word was so. Toastmaster Dhriti's favorite filler word was Toastmaster Samridhi's was Toastmaster Arpita's was Toastmaster Dikshita's was Toastmaster Viraj's was Toastmaster Dinesh's was like. Toastmaster Reha's was Toastmaster Shivansh's was so. Toastmaster Sanidhya had a perfect speech, so good job on that. Toastmaster Sharanya's favorite one was With that, I would like to conclude my R counter report and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. Moving ahead with my timer, Toastmaster Abhiram.
Hello guys, I'm back with my timers report. So I'll be starting off with the prepared speeches segment. Toastmaster Tapan, your timing was 8 minutes 4 seconds, so you went a bit overboard. Toastmaster Mansi, 7 minutes 13 seconds, well within time. Okay, okay. Moving on to the next segment, table topic segment. First speaker, Toastmaster Pranav. Your timing was 2 minutes 8 seconds within time. Toastmaster Shivansh, 1 minute 35 seconds within time. Toastmaster Dhriti, 1 minute. Toastmaster Samridhi, 1 minute 34 seconds. Toastmaster Arpita, 1 minute. Toastmaster Dikshita, 30 seconds. Toastmaster Viraj, 1 minute 19 seconds. Toastmaster Dinesh, 54 seconds. Toastmaster Reha, 46 seconds. So finally, the last segment, the evaluation segment. The Toastmaster Shivansh, your timing was 3 minutes 14 seconds within time. Toastmaster Sanidhya, 3 minutes 25 seconds within time. That concludes my timers report, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhiram. Coming to my evaluation of my tag team, I am really proud of my tag team because they did an amazing job. When I say amazing job, they really did an amazing job. Starting with the Grammarian Toastmaster Sharanya, first of all, starting with your role description which you had given during the start of the meeting, you were amazing with that job which was given to you. Started interacting with the audience by asking a question, how many from CSE department knows the word of the day? So that already created curiosity within them because some of them I had seen some of them raising their hands, which already meant that they already know the word. But then again, you made them understand that it's not the word which they know, but it's something else. So kudos to you on to that. Asking the audience, that was amazing. Coming to the evaluation which you had given, some of the things which I loved was appreciated all the people who used word of the day and idiom of the day. You did not pinpoint to any member particularly who did a grammatical mistake, but rather than that, you just generally told which went well and which could have been done better. Kudos to you on to that. Observed and appreciated the people. That was amazing. One suggestion that I would give is to change the style. For a long time, we have been following the tradition of showing a thumbs up when a person uses the word of the day or idiom of the day. Maybe you can try something different to change that. That is one suggestion that I have for you. And try to tell the members to give a thumbs up when someone uses the word of the day and idiom of the day, which I think you missed today. So try to work upon that. Moving ahead with my R counter Toastmaster Aryan. It was amazing. The role which was done was amazing. Explanation of CRPF at the start of the role to give your role description. Generally, people skip this part and they just say that when you use filler words like when you use some repetitive words, that is the role of my counter as an counter. That is generally what people do. But you did an amazing job to explain each and everything clearly. CRPF, kudos to you onto that. Well done. Coming to the evaluation segment, spoke the positive impact of our counter rather than defining it on a negative limelight. So that created an awareness among the people that how important and crucial your role is in our counter. And coming to the best part, which I loved in your evaluation, is rather than saying that people use this word most number of times or they repeatedly used, you had told that your favorite word is so, your favorite word is but, and that makes a great difference. It creates a positive impact. Amazing to you on that job done. Coming to the timer, job well done demonstrating the timer cards. Now, why do I say it's amazing to see that role is generally people tend to take this role very lightly, but trust me, when the new members or guests come into, they do not know what's a timer, what is the need of the timing cards, but you took the time to explain it to them clearly for the speech evaluation segment or for the speaker segment and for the table topic segment. Amazing, well job done on that. One suggestion that I have for you is you had pointed out for Toastmaster Tapan that he went overboard. So rather than saying that he went overboard, you can suggest him like, I think you love public speaking so much that you had crossed your time given to you. So that creates a difference. Try to be more positive. With that being said, this is my evaluation for my tag team. Moving ahead for the evaluation for all the roles which was taken in today's meeting. Starting with our Sergeant at Arms. Talked about the theme, covered the golden rules of the meeting. I have one suggestion for you, that is try to bring in more energy to the meeting. You are the mitochondria of the meeting, starting the meeting. So try to be more energetic, raise your voice up a little more, and start the meeting with more vibrant energy. So that is my suggestion for you. Coming to the president for today's meeting. Meeting opened rightly. Club mission was stated. Guest introduction was done. Talked about the level completion. Good job done as your part as a president. One suggestion that I have is we have some of the guests who are present in today's meeting and they might not know what is a level completion when you appreciate one of the member completing a level. So since that was an announcement, you can say probably hi guest. So what is a level completion? If you state, they might be able to understand the terms better. So that is one suggestion that I have for you. Apart from that, your role as a president was amazing. Coming to our energetic TMoD, good team. When the TMoD had approached telling little things, it's a very boring one. I'm sure almost all of us would have heard this term. Suggest me something which is new and which is interesting. Simple thing, I think you would have realized the impact of little things. The themes might be the same, but people have different perspective and thoughts on that. So never believe your theme is less or never believe your theme is boring. It is always how you take upon the theme and how the people are going to respond to that. Your theme was amazing today. Spoke about the speeches. So after each of the speaker gave, you spoke about how good they did. That was amazing as a TMoD. Your speech was amazing. Took us through a lot of journey of little things which happened in our life. Thank you so much for that. Coming to the other role takers, how many of you loved the table topic session today? For me today, best part of the meeting was the table topic session. I genuinely loved it a lot. Though Toastmaster Sri Lalita is not here, I hope she sees the recording. Amazing job done, well done as a table topics master. Summarized about table topics for the guests present here. And the best part is, as a table topics master, she invited the guest onto the stage, made them feel a part of TAB, and made them come out of the fear of public speaking and made them speak their heart out. Kudos to you onto that, Toastmaster Sri Lalita. Creative way of organizing the table topic session rather than just giving a 2-3 lines and telling, come on, speak upon that. But rather than that, how many of you loved the music which was coming in that spinning fortune wheel? I genuinely loved that. Was like a sound which was coming behind. It was amazing. Kudos to you onto that. Coming to the table topic speakers, a bunch of folks who are ready to participate at the beginning. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm. Keep that going. Attending TAB as a therapy session. One person had stated that during their table topic session. I hope all of you get that therapy session soon. The table topic speakers were amazing. Thank you so much for your participation. And one amazing thing which I felt from the table topic session was there was one person who continuously was nodding her head just to encourage one of the guests who was talking over here. She was new, she was nervous, and she was out of point what to continue next. Toastmaster Arpita was continuously nodding her head for the last table topic speaker who was lost, who wanted to continue, and she kept encouraging. That was an amazing job done sitting as an audience rather than just sitting. You were nodding your head to make sure that the speaker was continuing her speech. Kudos to you onto that. Now take a seat back and let's start with the general evaluation for today's meeting. Starting ahead with the things that went really well before the meeting started. Kudos to the VPPR. The meeting posters were released on time. Hats off to the VPPR and the PR team. But one suggestion that I would like to give you is the agenda for today's meeting was missing. So I hope you release the agenda on time for the next meeting onwards. Little things of TAB. We are all in this beautiful cozy varsity jacket showing TAB's world. How many of you are loving the varsity jacket? This is an amazing way to start our new XCOM term with a new offline meeting after the vacations. Give a huge round of applause for the first in-person meeting after the vacations. And the best part today, which kept me really happy, was greeting the guests. It wasn't just the role of XCOM members, but the members of TAB who weren't a part of XCOM were also talking to the guests, making them feel a part of TAB's family. The members of TAB, you were amazing. Guess, how did you feel about today's meeting? Your feedback will be taken later, but just a word, how did you feel about today's meeting? Hope you loved the session. Kudos to TAB and to the XCOM members for greeting the guests and making them feel a part of today's meeting. Kudos to the first offline meeting that we had today after the vacations. Not just the VPM, but all the XCOM members as well as the club members were so welcoming to the guests. Kudos to all of that. Now, coming to the things which could have been done better. Before the meeting starts, make sure the speaker's evaluation resource is collected by the speech evaluators. This is general for everyone for the upcoming meetings. It is the role of the speakers to send your evaluation resource to your speech evaluators. But in case the speakers forget to, please make sure the speech evaluators collect the same before the meeting begins. The VP education, make sure you call the roll takers at least 15 minutes before the meeting starts so that we can start the meeting on time. Today we started the meeting 10 minutes late. Since this was our first meeting after the vacations, amazing job. 10 minutes late is negotiable, but make sure that it starts sharp at 4:30 from next time onwards. Let's plan to start our meeting at 4:20 so that it starts at 4:30 with a 10 minutes delay so that it starts on time. More than 50 to 60% of the role takers were XCOM members, is what I felt. I encourage active participation from the non XCOM members and who are a part of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru. Technical glitch at the start of the meeting, but one thing which I loved in this was it wasn't just the role of the president, but the VP membership, the VPE was ready to take up the initiative and they figured the technical glitch out. The agenda of the meeting was not shared for today's meeting, so please work on that VPPR. Slow down the pace of talking so that the guests can grab the information. At the start of the meeting, the SA, the president, and the people who are beginning the meeting, I would suggest all of your agenda or the things which you had to do for today's meeting was completely done. But make sure you try to slow down your pace because the guests are new. They do not understand the term of club mission. They do not understand of beginning the meeting or hitting the golden gavel or giving the announcements. Slow down as much as possible, especially when the guests are there in the meeting. There were some people who entered the meeting hall only during the applause, but there were some people who entered when a speaker was speaking. Make sure you enter the meeting hall only when there is applause going so that you don't disturb the rapid of the speaker's flow. And the next thing, one suggestion that I would like to give to the club is introducing a new role called Table Topics Evaluator. So some of the clubs in District 92 have started this new initiative of organizing a table topics evaluator. We don't have one role particular who evaluates the speakers of table topics who come here and give an impromptu speaking, how to be better at our impromptu skills. So if possible, the XCOM can decide on that, but this is a suggestion that I would like to give. Yes, apart from that, I have covered all the things which I had today in place as a general evaluator. Thank you so much, and back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Coming to the end of the meeting, how did you guys feel? Like, did you guys get to revisit the whole moment of, your own, what made you literally happy or what made the small things really special? Did you feel that? Yeah. One thing I would like to suggest, or which these little things don't only, okay, so these little things don't only roam around the happiness, they roam around everything. That is, when it comes to these taking little baby steps, they will actually impact you a lot, as well as you guys did. Like the guests today, the guys took a very baby step. That is coming here on the stage and introducing yourselves, and also taking a table topic session, which seems scary, but also you guys did a huge. I mean, you guys again did a huge, great job on that. Can we have again an applause for them? All right. So moving on. Now, what did I tell? That there were some times when we revisited our own childhood moments when the small things made an impact on us, right? Can I get to know what were your small moments? I have a before we end this meeting and you go back, I have this small token which I want to give it. Okay, so I have this blank notes, which are basically which you can stick on your notice board or your room. So I want you guys to write what was your happiest moment and bring up your mood again, because to do something you need to boost up your mood, and what can boost up your mood is revisit your memories, what happened, what all didn't happen. So here are these. Can you please pass on? Take one, pass on. Give a little bit of here. I'll pass on to them. And what is little things which you want to revisit and which makes you happy every day? Asha, got it? So you guys can draw, you guys can write whatever which makes you happy on that small note. Something that makes you happy. You can take it from here. That's not a chewing on paper. I stick it on my notice board. You write something. What? We're not working. Wait, I'll give you one. Catch. Little, little things which make you happy. Okay, so I want to share you one more instance, which still makes me happy and still makes me as excited as I am as a kid. So, how many of you guys found it fascinating to watch aeroplanes just go above your head? Right? So I had this daily ritual of when I was young to say just bye bye to aeroplane. Whenever I see aeroplanes up there, I'm like bye bye aeroplane, as if they could see us. But still, I was so excited to watch that. And there was this one small instance where there were I mean, my dad took me to a concert, and I was really very young. How can you even tell a small kid to just go to a concert and enjoy? Of course, I was zoned out trying to get entertained, and there I see there's one more aeroplane which is going all above my head in this very beautiful night. And again, you know the drill. What is it? Bye bye aeroplane, right? The same thing happened, and I revisited those moments again when I was really feeling a bit low. Just go up the terrace and see what's happening, and yeah, you actually get that small happiness in you, which was still embedded in you, and which really happened to be the best, which really gave you good happiness and which boosted your mood and I mean, you guys did some goals, right? So, who is ready to give me some stories which you really adored when you were a child and you still adore them? Viraj, on the stage, please. Where's your chit? I want your chit. Yeah. Clap, guys. What, I, what is the little thing which makes you happy? It's simple.
Little thing that makes me happy, if you can read it, is prominence, which I don't get. Anyone? So this is prominence, okay. So if I get prominence, everyone knows what is prominence, so I'll be happy. This is a little thing I'll be happy for. Thank you.
Uh, to reiterate, Viraj, I had asked you the small thing which makes you happy since your childhood and you want to revisit that. Right? You want to speak up about it? Onto the stage, please.
Well, in the ant handwriting which I have, which I'm pretty sure you guys won't be able to read,
It's a list of 6 things, and the order goes stand up, that's the jokes, food, because why not? Driving, because dude, it gets things out of my head. Music, you can mix and match these two. Music while driving, driving while music, obviously makes sense. Well, people often ask, are you a beach person or a mountain person? Or are you a mountain person? And I have written the sea and the mountains because I'm fine with both. And home. That's all. All list.
Well, now you guys have written this. How many of you are gonna go and stick it up in your up your mood? And what else do you need? People are struggling with the low moods right now, so they want the boost. Correct? So now coming to the end of the meeting, I would like to thank all of you to sustain all this time with me. And back to the president.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita, after that amazing session that you conducted. Did you guys enjoy? How was the first offline meeting after so long? Who all are tired? Right. General Evaluator, do we have the voting form ready? Right. Now, for the new guests who have been here for the first time, you would have heard some very new terms. Say the voting form, the executive committee, or the XCOM. Now, what the XCOM is, since like you know what is the format for other clubs, right? There are office bearers, the president, vice president, and treasurer. But in TAB, there is an executive committee which is elected by the members, and there are 7 of us, 8 of us technically, but then yeah. So the president, which is me, then the vice president of education, that is Toastmaster Sharanya right there. Yeah. And next is vice president membership, Toastmaster Aryan. Vice president public relations, Toastmaster Harsha. Then the secretary, he is not here right now, Toastmaster Nikhil. The treasurer, Toastmaster Shivansh. And the Secretary Arms, Toastmaster Mansi. Right. So yeah, this is the basic introduction of the executive committee. And the voting form, we follow a voting form after every meeting, wherein we all will be voting for all the role takers who did whatever they did today, so that we can say, okay, this was the best person today. So for all the role takers, we'll have a voting form which will be shared shortly where you can give your votes. Huh? Huh. Okay. And by the time we wait for the voting form, is there anyone who wants to talk about their experience for this particular meeting onto the stage? Anyone? Any of the guests? Raise of hands if anyone wants to talk. No one. Those much How many more do we need, Toastmaster Janani? If the guests need any help regarding the names of the role takers, you can, definitely contact the people sitting in your surroundings. Right? Okay, by the time the voting results are, about to be disclosed, I want the guests to come onto the stage one by one and give their feedbacks. Since you guys are not volunteering, I have to call you on my own. Starting with Dinesh, why don't you come here and give a slight feedback of what you saw in the meeting or what you did in the meeting? Come. You can talk about what you felt in today's meeting and like, is there anything you learned or what you liked? Come.
I feel this is the most organized like session ever I attended. Like it was very good, and I felt Aryan was encouraging me to break out of my shell. So uh, I like the push. So that's it.
Thank you, Dinesh. Please, Samridhi, right? Yeah.
I like how we get opportunities to speak out about ourselves and our experiences that we want to share, and everyone here over here is so encouraging. No one demotivates you is what I want to say, because when you go outside and you speak on stage, all the teachers, they judge you, and all the students are like, they have their eyes on you. Okay, what she's going to say next? She made a grammatical mistake there. But here people are so cool. They of course tell you what mistakes you have to work on, but in a positive way, and that motivates you to speak up like more. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Samriddhi. Dikshita, right? Yeah. Onto the stage.
It was an amazing meeting, and yeah, it's much clearer than before. Thank you, everyone. Like, this push is needed for me. Looking forward to more. Thank you.
Dhriti, onto the stage. If you haven't voted, you can vote first by the time Reha can come onto the stage.
Actually, at first I'm really nervous about the for coming to the meeting. Uh, I'm glad I glad I came. Uh, uh, I'll coming by coming to this meeting. I think I will improve my public speaking skills. Thank you.
We are also glad that you showed up for our meeting. Riti, have you voted? If you have, then yeah, the stage is all yours.
So it was a very organized meeting, and you all made us feel at home. Thank you so much for that, even though we are new members and guests over here. And I really look forward to the future meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, Riti. I look forward to seeing you guys around a lot more. I think this is your first meeting, but then yeah, you all will be always welcomed in our meeting room, and definitely we would love to see you as the members of our club. I think the voting results are there, so I'll be announcing the results now. The best of tag team. Any guesses? No guesses? Drum rolls. The best of tag team goes to the Grammarian Toastmaster Sharanya. The best of table topic speakers. Any guesses? No guesses? Okay. Drum rolls. So for this, we have a tie, and the best of table topic speakers goes to Toastmaster Pranav and Toastmaster Shivansh. Wait for Shivansh. Next up, the best of speech evaluators. The best of speech evaluators goes to Toastmaster Sanidhya. Thank you. The best of Big Four. Any guesses? Okay, drum rolls, please. And the best of Big Four goes to our area director, Toastmaster Janani. Can we have And finally, the best of speakers, drum rolls, Toastmaster Mansi. So these were the winners for this particular meeting. And now we come at the end of this meeting. I'm definitely in the seventh heaven after this meeting. So yeah, I declare meeting number 254 themed little things closed. Now, before we come for the photograph, as the tradition goes by Toastmaster Nikhilesh, we would like to have a launch off. What a launch off is, if anyone wants to come onto the stage and tell us about anything that they witnessed or learned in the past week, the stage is all yours. Anyone who wants to come for the launch off? Viraj. Okay, Samridhi. No, anything. Anything that you learned. Anything.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So one thing that I have learned is that learn to let go. Okay, so as I'm so sorry. Yeah. So yeah, the one thing that I've learned is to learn to let go, because we get attached to people and things. We take life too seriously. And one of my friends said that don't take things or this world too seriously, because people change and everything change. So take it lightly, and if people come, they go. So let them go, and you'll meet a lot of beautiful people like I did. So yeah, when you let go, you meet beautiful people. So that's one thing that I've learned.
Shivansh, potential therapist. Right. Toastmaster Janani.
Thank you so much. This is not going to be a formal one. But one thing which I learned is never try to be a mediator between a girlfriend and a boyfriend. A person who's going through a heartbreak, never go to him. And never try to convince him that this is going to be okay, you're going to be fine, the relationship is not going to break. They'll make you go mad, they'll make you go crazy. They'll put the blame on you that your advice did not go well and all that. So don't try to be a mediator between a girlfriend and a boyfriend, especially if those two are best friends. You are best friend to both of them. Never be a mediator with people who are in relationship.
Thank you, Toastmaster Janani. I mean, we know the special person, and I mean, she's not here today, but then she's definitely our member. So why not? Right. So with this, we come towards the end of the meeting. The session is open for networking. But before that, I request everyone to come onto the stage for a photograph.